Back in 2000, I was sitting in a stop sign at the bottom of a hill with 5 cars in front of me, and a semi was going full speed, came over the hill. The driver dropped his lunch and reached down to grab it and didn't get to his brake in time. Slammed into me, and I slammed into the 5 cars ahead of me, and was, believe it or not, walked away from that accident thinking everything was okay. I was taken to the hospital, but within a year, I started having a lot of symptoms. At the end of a year, I completely lost feeling on my left side. And so they did emergency surgery, and at the end of the surgery, I was completely paralyzed, and all I had use of were my eyes. I was able to move my eyes. I'd been married for 3 months. When the doctor came in and gave me my diagnosis, my new husband was standing there, and he left and never came back. So I had a lot going on.
This is not a country western song, but you get the idea.
Yes, no country western songs. I was raised Catholic, the youngest of 17 kids, had 3 older sisters who were nuns.
Wow.
And
you topped me.
And so what I did was lay in the hospital and pray every prayer out of the umpteen million churches I'd ever been to, including rosaries and Our Fathers and everything else that I had known, because that's all I could do. And I was in and out of rehab for 2 years and have been gradually healing through meditation and through Joe's work. And you saw me jumping the other day, right? I was told I'd never walk or talk again, and I'm just happy and grateful. Very happy and grateful.
Now, how many people are impressed with the story? Now, she said something to me very important, because I want you to understand this is so common. She said when we were standing up here talking that she noticed, because she was living her life, that a lot of the symptoms started coming back. They started creeping in, and she started noticing those sensory changes and those motor changes. And instead of living in fear around them, because the moment you live in fear, you realize that they're bigger than you. Did you get that? Yes. It's bigger than you. She faced off with them at this event, and she started to change her state of being. What happened after you changed your state of being? What happened to the symptoms?
Oh, the symptoms are going away. I mean, they're just about completely gone now.
So isn't that important to know then that if you healed yourself of something, this happens a lot. We get emails on this. People heal themselves of something, then all of a sudden, a year later, they're too busy living their life, they're reacting to their environment, they become emotional, they begin to signal the same genes, and all of a sudden the body's going back to the future or the past?
Past.
Body starts going back to the past because emotions are the record of the past. So then, instead of living as a pastor, she realized that if she signaled those genes again and turned them on so the body was living in the past, it's possible that she could signal the same genes that she did before and begin to teach her body what it would be like to be in the future. And all of a sudden now her body, which by the way, those genes have already been signaled, they're on the surface, they're already open, they're already activated, could all of a sudden begin to move back into that new state of being. She becomes familiar with it. It feels familiar to her because she's done it before. And all of a sudden, as she moves into this new state of being, she turns off old genes and turns on new genes, and now she begins to feel someone more like herself. How many people understand? Yes. Turn the person next to you and explain. Thank you for that.